All right, folks. So let's talk money. And with money comes strategy. This is how much you need to make if you want to qualify for a luxury home in Myers Park, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're looking at a median price point here of $1,990,000. Put 20% down, that's $398,000. At today's rates, which I'll drop in the caption below along with the APR, the payment, including taxes and insurance, is about $11,770. Now take that payment, add your monthly debts, car payments, student loans, credit cards, and double it. That's what lenders want to see. For this home, you need roughly $24,500. $294,000 per year. But here's the thing, if you're buying with a spouse or a partner, you both need to make over $147,000 annually. I'm Natalie Dean Vincent, and I've closed millions of dollars in real estate across the DC metro area. And I'm coming to you from sunny Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm about to show you why Myers Park is where savvy DMV professionals are relocating their coastal equity and living their best lives while doing it. This neighborhood is for a very specific buyer. You're probably a senior professional or an executive, an attorney, a physician, C-suite. You're earning $300,000 plus in household income. You appreciate historic architecture, but you want modern amenities. You value being minutes from uptown, which in DC is downtown, but you want that established tree-lined neighborhood feel. But here's why Myers Park is different. It's special. It's the lifestyle, not just the address. So picture this. It's a Sunday morning. You walk to Reed's Fine Foods, this gourmet marketplace that has been serving Myers Park since 1928. You grab a beautiful fluffy biscuit and a famous coffee, and then you stroll through Freedom Park's 98 acres watching families picnic by a 7-acre lake. Tuesday night, half-price steak burgers at Reed's. Wednesday, half-price wine. Friday night, we're at a gorgeous 1926 mansion serving the best Italian food in Charlotte. Their rigatoni with braised short rib is absolutely chef's kiss. If you're watching from DC, Northern Virginia, or Maryland, and you've got about $500,000 in home equity, appreciating at 0.4% annually, while Charlotte's appreciating at 4.5%. This video is definitely for you. Comment Myers Park below, and I'll send you more properties like the one I'm going to talk about today, plus my Charlotte Neighborhood Value Guide, comparing 16 neighborhoods across 5 strategic tiers. So let's talk numbers because numbers never lie. The median sold price in Myers Park is $1,990,000. I said that at the outset. But here's what's remarkable. 3 years ago, that number was $950,000. Now that's a 63% appreciation in just 3 years. Year over year, home values are up by 4.5%, while the Charlotte Metro is basically flat. Price per square foot ranges from $400 to $525 per square foot, depending on the condition and the age of the home. You compare that to Chevy Chase DC, Palisades at 520 to 550, 600 and more for a declining market that's been down 6.6% year over year. You're getting more house for your money here in a market that is actually growing. Phenomenal. Homes in Myers Park are moving fast, though. Median days on market is 11 days. Now, that's down 70% from just last month. When you see days on market dropping like that, it tells you that the demand is accelerating and doing so fast. For buyers, this means you need to be ready. For sellers, this is your window. Multiple offers are common, with homes selling at 98% of the list price. Myers Park gives you the full spectrum of luxury housing. You've got historic estates from the 1920s on tree-lined streets with mature oaks. Queens Road West is probably the most iconic street in Charlotte, like Charlotte's own Champs-Élysées. New construction by builders like Simonini, Copper Builders, and THR Design Build going up right now as we speak. Typical features at this price point: chef's kitchen from Wolf and Sub-Zero Appliances, premium suites with spa bath, outdoor living spaces, and 3 to 4 car garage. Many homes sit on a half an acre lot or larger. Let me tell you what you're really getting. You're getting a lifestyle that exists in DC, but at a price point that you'll never find. You're buying into a culture. You're walking distance to famous pubs like Selwyn Pub, an old school bar that rumors that Michael Jordan actually hangs out there. They have signature cocktails that you won't find anywhere else. A real Charlotte institution. Their pizza is absolutely incredible. It's the spot that everyone goes to watch the game. And guess what? It's not 35 degrees outside. Your morning coffee at Not Just Coffee, shopping at KK Bloom Boutique, one of the cutest women's fashion spots with famous names like Kendra Scott and Free People, all the good stuff. Your husband, send them to Tabor or the Sporting Gent for classic menswear. We won't just stop at clothing. Charlotte has some of the most beautiful places to buy out of the way pieces that are one of a kind, like R. Runberg Curiosities, if you want the most artful table space pieces in Charlotte. Winghaven Gardens for a peaceful afternoon. It's like a hidden bird sanctuary tucked into the neighborhood. It makes you feel like you've escaped the city entirely. The Duke Mansion, 4.5 acres of gardens that you can stroll for free during daylight hours. Pack a bottle of wine and a good book. This is Myers Park living. So, what about new construction options? What if you don't want the historic charm in your home? Now, here's something that will interest DMV buyers specifically. Myers Park has an active new construction market. And I know what you're thinking. In DC, new construction in established neighborhoods, it's like almost impossible, or it's just completely out of the price point. Let me walk you through the builders that you need to know, like Copper Builders, 2024 Builder of the Year. They're developing boutique condo buildings on Queens Road from 2.9 to 4.3 million. Brand new construction with Myers Park Country Club views. David Simonini, Signature Homes, luxury duets on Sharon Road, starting at $1,990,000. 3,100 square feet, private courtyards, two-car garage. THR Design Build, Energy Star certified duet townhomes on Solomon Avenue, 3,600 plus square feet, elevator ready, $2.2 million range. In Chevy Chase or Calorama or even Palisades, new construction is either non existent or you're looking at 1,200 plus square feet. Here you're getting brand new builds from award winning builders at $600 to $1,000 per square foot. No bidding wars. Customize your finishes. No 100-year-old plumbing like a DC row home. So Myers Park is perfect for established professionals who already built wealth and want to preserve it in real estate that holds true value. Corporate executives relocating to Charlotte's growing banking and tech scene, medical professionals at Atrium Health or Novant, attorneys and partners at Charlotte's growing legal firms. It's also ideal for DMV professionals ready to cash out of a flat DC market and diversify into Charlotte's growth. If you're sitting on $500,000 or more and home equity earning nothing, this is where you move it to. But let me be honest who Myers Park is not for, because I don't like to waste anyone's time, including my own. Time is valuable. It's the only thing you can't get back. So if you're looking for cash flow rental yields, this isn't it. Gross yields here are 2.4 to 3.6%. This is an appreciation play, not a cash flow play. If you need top-rated public schools across all levels, you'll want to look more carefully. Myers Park High is excellent. It's ranked 52 in North Carolina. But the elementary and middle school situation requires research. Many families here opt for private schools like Charlotte Country Day or Charlotte Latin or Providence Day, all exceptional and all significantly cheaper than Sidwell Friends or Georgetown Day in DC. And if you need walkability for daily errands, Myers Park scores 43 out of 100. You'll need a car, but honestly, you can walk to Selwyn Pub, Reed's, and a half a dozen boutiques. It's suburban luxury with neighborhood pockets. If you've loved Chevy Chase for its tree-lined streets, its historic homes, its walkability to shops and restaurants, and the prestige factor, Myers Park delivers that same lifestyle at significantly less per square foot. So let me break this down. Chevy Chase DC's median is 1.4 million at $520 to $550 per square foot. Kalorama is even higher, 1.75 million median list with $756 per square foot. And both markets are declining somewhere between 6 to 10% year over year. Not saying it won't come back, but that's where it is right now. Myers Park is at $400 to $525 per square foot. It's 23 to 47% less per square foot than your DC equivalent, and a market that's appreciating at 4.5% annually instead of declining. That's not a lateral move. That's a strategic wealth repositioning. So, where is Myers Park in its market cycle? I'd call it a mid cycle play with room to run. We've seen 63% appreciation over 3 years, but with only 2 months of inventory and declining days on market, demand is still outpacing supply. The risk reward here favors buyers who act right now. You're not catching a falling knife like in DC. You're buying with sustained demand driven by Charlotte's corporate relocations and banking sector growth. So here's my investment theses. Here's the investment theses on Myers Park. This is a wealth preservation meets strategic appreciation. You're not buying for rental yield. You're buying for equity growth, lifestyle, and tax arbitrage. The 63% 3 year appreciation proves the market. The 4.5% current year over year growth shows momentum, and the limited inventory at 2.24 months of supply supports continued price pressure. For DMV buyers, you're essentially trading a declining asset for an appreciating one while pocketing the tax savings we'll discuss in a moment. So let's talk again about those schools. I'm going to be completely transparent. As I said, public schools, Eastover Elementary, it's solid. Niche gives it a B plus, 67% proficiency rates. Alexander Graham Middle needs improvement. Grade School says it's a 2 out of 10, though Niche rates it at about a B plus. Myers Park High, that's the gem. Niche rating is A. 52 in North Carolina overall, 85% graduation rate, 1270 average for SATs. Now, here's where it gets sweet for the private school options, and this is what my DMV families will actually love. Charlotte Country Day is one of the Southeast premier prep schools. The tuition is somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000. Now, I want you to check the numbers. Give them a call, check their website. Numbers can change all the time. Compare that to Sidwell Friends at $50,000 plus. Charlotte Latin, A plus rated, $24,000 to $34,000. Providence Day, nationally recognized, global education focus, $26,000 to $34,000. Here's the math. You're saving $150,000 to $200,000 on your home purchase compared to Chevy Chase. Even with $30,000 in private tuition, school tuition, you're still coming out on top, significantly ahead, and you get schools that rival DC's private school quality. The commute is 10 to 15 minutes to Uptown, about 4 miles. You're close to everything without being in the middle of everything. Freedom Park is your backyard. South Park Mall is 5 minutes away. Queens University adds a collegiate neighborhood energy. For DMV professionals used to 45 to 60-minute commutes, and that's being conservative, I'm from there. I know. Sometimes it can be an hour and a half. This is life changing. It's game changing. I want to get down to the investment metrics that I had spoken about some time ago. This is where I break down the actual wealth building math. Myers Park has appreciated 63% over the last 3 years. That's roughly 17.8% annually, outpacing Charlotte's overall 8 to 10% average by nearly double. This neighborhood doesn't just keep pace with the market, it leads the market. Rental yields 2.4 to 3.6% gross. A $2 million home might rent for $5,000 to $6,000 per month. That's not a cash flow play. This is an appreciation and lifestyle play. You're building equity, not mailbox money. Here's the wealth scenario that gets my D&B clients excited. Let's just say that you sell your $1.4 million Chevy Chase home. After closing costs and commissions, you net roughly a million, a little over a million. You buy $1.2 million primary residence here in Myers Park. Maybe an historic estate or new construction. You put down 20%, put $400,000 in Charlotte investment properties. Maybe $200,000 rentals in an up and coming neighborhood, and that exists in many areas in the outskirts of Charlotte. And I would love to show that to you. That's actually cash flow. You keep $410,000 liquidity as your reserve. You've gone from one property in a declining market to two or three properties in an appreciating market with $400,000 cash and liquidity in the bank. That's wealth geography strategy. That's geography arbitrage. Quick note on taxes. I'm not a CPA. Please verify everything with your tax advisor. But North Carolina has a flat of 4.5% state income tax. Compare that to DC's top at 10.75%. On a $300,000 household income, that's roughly $18,750 per year. You pocket that instead of giving it to the government. Over 10 years, that's $187,500. Verify this again with your CPA, but that's tax arbitrage and one of the biggest reasons my DMV professionals are making this move right now. So is Myers Park worth it? Here's my honest take on someone who's analyzed luxury markets for the last 20 years. If you want established luxury with proven appreciation, historic charm mixed with modern construction options, a 10-minute commute to a growing financial center that's just on the cusp of where it's going, and a neighborhood where you can walk to wine bars, grab world-class Italian food, and catch the game at local legendary pubs where you might get a glimpse of all stars, Myers Park delivers. If you need top public schools at every level, high walkability for daily errands, or cash flowing rentals, you need to look somewhere else. I like to be honest, but I'll tell you exactly what I've said in other videos. For my DMV viewers specifically, you're sitting on appreciating equity in a market that's going sideways or down. Charlotte's Myers Park offers comparable lifestyle at a lower cost per square foot in a market that's still climbing with significant tax advantages. Whether you're buying or you're selling in Myers Park, timing and strategy matter. They always matter. I work with clients through my $1 million exits portfolio package, VIP service for strategic wealth moves, not just transactions. I've put together my Charlotte Neighborhood Value Guide, analyzing 16 neighborhoods across 5 strategic tiers. Free copy, the link in the description. If you want to talk through your specific situation, book a portfolio strategy call. The link is in the description. In the next video, I'm covering South Park, Myers Park, walkable neighbor with a completely different vibe. And I'll see you there. Let's build some wealth together.